Hello and welcome back to another episode of Desert Ranger. Today I'm going to be taking all of my resources and I'm going to be getting started on some more base building. And the reason I want to do more base building is mostly just for the XP, because I want to get that farm started and I need a level, and I thought why not use all these materials I have to build something. Just expand this base entirely because I have so much materials. I'll need more concrete though, that's fine. So what I'm thinking is I replicate this section here on both sides of the base. And that way, if, for example, the doors break, the hatches break, maybe the blade traps are all broken, I can go round to another area of the base and use that one instead and sort of shut this one off. I'll do it on both sides. Problem is, I made this front section a while ago and I don't remember the exact measurements of it, but I'm sure I can replicate it. Yeah, so I'll probably start on this side and then do the other side. Let me see, what do I have? I'm gonna need more frames, for sure. Let's get that started. I have plenty of wood available to me, I just haven't cut it down yet. So I've made a little frame here of what I'm going to do to both sides. It's not going to be the exact same shape on every side. This square isn't big enough to do that. You can think of it as each side here is going to be a mini version of this with the same functionality, just less depth. And we come up here. I'm not going to have the back side be used for anything combat oriented. It could be for crafting and stuff like that. I'm not going to have this be like 4 entrances, just the 3. But I'm going to have a little room here where you can come out here and repair this electric fence. And of course you can come in here safely and repair that electric fence, which needs repairs. And I'll have this all ceilinged up, obviously. Yeah, it's going to be the same entrance design, but we're going to have a little bit better accessibility to the traps and stuff here. I'm obviously not going to need one on this side because that electric fence is never really going to be damaged. And I'm not going to have an electric fence system on the back. And yeah, I'm basically going to replicate this on the other side as well, but first I'm going to reinforce this one, make sure all works fine, and then see what I can do on the other side. Hopefully I can replicate it or it'll annoy the hell out of me. This is also going to be closed off, but I need it to have a relatively strong foundation on the inside, so I'll reinforce some of the internal reinforcements you can see on this side. It's not actually fully filled in, just mostly filled in. I'll get all that reinforced and I'll make it look quote-unquote nice. It will still be a grey concrete box though. Anyway, I'm going to reinforce this, hopefully get some skill points, and then we can think about the farm. So while upgrading, I managed to get myself a skill point there, and that is definitely going to go into living off the land 3. So now there's no reason for me to not start a farm, and I should actually kind of drop everything I'm doing and go and do that now so that I get the most out of the farm, right? Because it's going to take a couple of days for things to grow. 1 minute before I forget. There we go. Right then, so for farm plots we're going to need rotting flesh, nitrate, and clay. That one's still producing those. Let's see, farm block. I can make 54. That's a decent start. Let's do 25 in here and 29 in my inventory. When I find more rotting flesh, we'll do more. That will do for now. So they'll take like 10 minutes to make. In the meantime, I need some seeds. And I don't have many seeds is the problem. So I should just get every seed I can and just plant them for the sake of it. Because I'm going to have enough farm plots to grow basically anything. But I'm not going to have any plants to grow is the problem. Let's also do something in here. Potato seeds. What else have we got? We got 1 of these left. Throw that away. Corn. And I have already set the chrysanthemum to grow in a few farm plots I had prepped outside. I don't know if they're grown yet. I doubt it. No, they're still going. We'll have to wait for those. One thing I could definitely grow, sort of just while I wait for more things to be able to grow that are useful, is just a load of aloe. Because aloe is everywhere in the desert, and I can get a lot of it, as you can see. But I would love to just have a huge amount of it from a couple of days of farming it, while I get resources on other stuff. So I might grow aloe as like my base crop, and just replace it with anything else I can whenever I can. I'm gonna run out of inventory. Let's drop this one corn, this one blueberry. I'll place the drone, and the drone can hold on to all this cobble I have.
Powering up. All systems go.
There we go. Let's go collect a bunch of aloe. You know, it would probably be a good idea to grow some yucca as well, because why not, right? Is this where I spawned? Must have been. Just so I have something to grow, and I'm not wasting any farm plots or any time. But where possible, I will replace yucca or aloe with any other crop that's actually, you know, harder to get. Okay, so I've planted just every seed I have. Most of it is aloe. At least I'll be able to make a lot of extra bandages with all this aloe though. And I obviously have a few spare seeds here that I'll fill in when I can. This is going to take 2 hours to grow, and that's 2 real-time hours, so 2 days basically. So yeah, it's going to be a while before we get much back from this, but the main thing is just to grow some chrysanthemums so I can get paint to, you know, restore the ranger station. Of course, getting a lot of chrysanthemum to start the farm is going to take a while. But with that, I'm going to go back to reinforcing the base, because it was going perfectly well, and I have so much resources. I have more crafting in the base. It's more than just what I have here. The chrysanthemums I planted are at half their growth stage, so at some point tomorrow those will be finished growing, and I'll have a little bit more chrysanthemum to add to the main farm. Let me grab some more cobblestone here. I just have so much. And I believe I was crafting some concrete up here as well. Yep, and these were putting out cement, and now they're putting out even more cement. And let's get some more concrete mix added to the pile there. Right, let's get back to building that base. So I'm still upgrading the base, but I got another skill point there. I'm not sure what I even want to put it into, but I did invest a lot into fortitude just to go for living off the land, so maybe making the most of my 5 fortitude while I'm here is a good idea. Huntsman is a really good perk. It gives you more meat and stuff when you harvest animals. Well insulated, even on a desert series, is pretty much useless. Just have more food and water. I know I'm currently starving, so haha, but it's not a problem. I just have to go back to my base and grab some food. Pain tolerance is... There's a wolf. Anyway. Pain tolerance is an okay perk. It's not as good as it sounds. Reducing HP loss by 5% doesn't mean like 5% damage resistance flat. Basically, if we think about it this way, right now I have, let's just call it 50% armor rating. That would mean on this difficulty I'm taking about 12.5 damage per hit. Pain tolerance then reduces that damage further by 5, 10 through to 25%. So it's not a flat 25% damage resistance. It's after your armor is calculated damage resistance. So it's not fantastic, but it is decent. If you're not using heavy armor especially, and you're playing on high difficulties as well, you can actually get something out of like level 5 pain tolerance, but I don't think it's for me. Healing factor, I have 1,000,000 first aid bandages, why bother? Iron gut, I'm not short on food. Rule 1 cardio, I have a gyrocopter, why would I run anywhere? So Huntsman, I'm guessing is what I'm going to take. It's a solid perk. I would never complain about Huntsman, it's just, you know, it's not that interesting. But if we go harvest this wolf, how much meat can I get? 30. I don't even think that's more. I'm like, I don't even remember what the base meat is for a wolf. Is it 25? Yeah, it's 25, and then you get 5 for having 1 rank of huntsman, so 30, yeah. Decent. That's 1 extra, you know, boiled meat from a wolf. It's 1 rank, guys. It's not going to be that amazing. While I have you guys here, I should probably explain what I've been doing. So I've reinforced all the base. I've been doing some preparations for the electric fences. I've decided to make taller ones than I did before, and I made it the same around there, so that it's the same on every side. It's kind of hard to describe things because it's all currently just in grey concrete, but you can see the idea I'm going for here, and I'm going to have to replicate this on the other side. But all I actually need is some hatches, and the south wing here will work perfectly fine. And also I'll need doors. Oh, yeah, there. I've also left a door here, so that later on I can always come back and get into this part of the base where all these cables and stuff are. It won't matter because the zombies won't be able to take advantage of this at all. It'll be entirely self-contained. If anything, they would break down the door and walk in here and just find themselves at another door on the other side, and it won't take them anywhere useful. So yeah, this is more just a service entrance that has no connection to the main base, so I don't have to worry about zombies coming up behind me. I'm thinking about adding some rolling doors. And as you can see, I did have to auger out one of these layers of defense for the sake of, like, room. Now it makes sense though, because there's 2 of these on each side, and there'll be 2 there, and we'll have plenty of room in this middle part. We still have the power room here, obviously, as well as a little storage room, and then we have these back areas here, which take you around to the other side and stuff. And if I expand the base out wherever I want, I can take these paths out into other sections and stuff. I'm definitely thinking about maybe moving all of my crafting out to a building here, since we did see that Screamer did break a couple of my cement mixers. It would have a much harder time doing that if it had to go through vault hatches to do it. So yeah, that might be a good idea. And then we can just turn the ranger station into a house. It doesn't need to have any crafting or stuff in it. Yeah, it's coming along, but I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've mostly been turning on my desk fan and blasting music so that I don't have to really think about any of this, because it's very grindy. Also, this is going to be the access parts for the electric fences. I've obviously done it a bit smarter here than I did in the original one. Now that I have the idea of what I'm going to do, I'll do it on the other side as well. Yeah, it's coming along. It's just going to be a matter of time. Time and materials. Time I have plenty of. Materials, I seem to have ran out of concrete. So I'll go back to my base and get some food and concrete. But I'm going to get back to upgrading this base. Probably just replicating the other side and coming back to talk to you guys. Unless I get a skill point. In which case I'll tell you what I did with that. Okay, so it's the morning of day 31 and I thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update here. I've gotten all the concrete down. All the structure is built. We now have 3 defensive positions. Let me do that jump again. And they're even wired up with electric fences. I obviously need to bring in the powered doors. I don't have enough electrical parts at this exact moment to put all the doors in, but I have got 2 more doors crafting. So let me try and walk you guys through what I've done here. So I've taken out this part, as I said, that's going to be a door later. And this switch here leads into this relay, which is going to go into the doors there. So we can switch that off and open it. And it's the same on the other side here. And I have the switch to turn on the electric fence right here. Obviously it's disconnected from the main power right now. But it'll let me, not use too much power. I can just turn off the whole part here, come to this one. If, say, these vault hatches break from a demo, I can close the door that I'm going to put here, turn off the power doors there, and just come to the next one. I have got vault hatches crafting back at the base as well, so those will go in. And as you can see around here, I have this open area, which is probably going to stay open aside from some doors which I'm going to plug up. This is going to be another part of the base. I'm not sure what I want to do with it. I don't need another defensive area, but maybe storage or crafting I think is what's going to be in this part here. So yeah, the base is coming along quite well. I forgot to mention this part here. So here we have a way in. This is completely disconnected from the rest of the base, but you can see you can come in here and get to the relays under here if you need to do more blade traps and anything else I want to connect down here. There's also 2 openings here on either side of this one. It's not symmetrical, I don't care, with this here, so that I can still grab that and quickly reconnect these. Apparently that was damaged. This isn't a danger to the base at all. There's no way from inside here to get upstairs. There's no ladders or staircases. Zombies won't have any reason to really attack it. I'm going to fill it in with a door there as well, along with doors in each of these. So the zombies should have no reason to want to get in there and shouldn't accidentally get in there either. I've been making these iron doors for that very purpose. So 2 powered vault doors are ready to go here. I'll need to get some more electrical parts before I do the other side, but this is fine for now. One there, one there. Let's connect these up using this. Bring it round and do this door here. I'm going to power this door to this one. Here we go. So now if we turn on the power, we can essentially, I think it's this one. No, that's my electric fences. It is this one. And that'll open these. Zombies won't be able to get in there. And then I can use the rolling doors I crafted. Drone, if you would kindly get out of the way. There we go. Do I want any colors? Let's go for some red. Yeah, that'll do. So now we can close that, or open it rather. And then if something goes wrong here, say a demo explodes and all the vault hatches are broken, then we can just disable the doors, close that, forget about it, use this side. And as well as, we can bring in this one. So we've got these doors here that I can just... I don't want to think about it, nothing's happening, I'm not dying at all, it's fine. And of course, we have the spare for right here. I'll do a different color. Let's do blue, I like the blue one. Why did it not change? There. And then with another iron door, there we go. So the zombie should see no reason to want to go into this area. There's doors in the way, there's nothing in here, it doesn't lead anywhere. Let me go ahead and do that. This is just sort of a maintenance corridor. It can be ignored. Now, let me set this all back to the way it was. So let's turn off the door. There we go. And then I want this door to be on. Yeah. So now they'll stay open when the power is connected. The electric fence switch is here, so we can turn that on, and that will enable the electric fence of this side. And the same would be on this side, but the doors aren't connected yet, but that's fine. So yeah, it's upgraded. I can now survive demo mishaps. I will get vault hatches, they're crafting, they just take a while. Let me turn off the power. Let's go check in on my chrysanthemum. Okay, so my first little thingy of chrysanthemum has actually grown. There we go. We can replant those once my doors are finished crafting. I don't think the other farm will be done though, because I started the other one like a full day earlier. Check it though. Yeah, most of it is growing, but not grown yet. Well, in the meantime, I do have some slots here for chrysanthemum to be put in, so we can do that. One last thing I'm going to do here is put in the blade traps. I'm not going to connect them to power yet, because I just don't need to. I'm going to make sure they're in place so that I can just forget about where I'm storing them, stuff like that. Put this here. Roan, do you want to stop being the worst today? There we go. Oh. There's not enough room for 2 blade traps here. Why is that? Ah, I see, I see. So on this side, that makes sense. Yeah, on this side, it's a lot tighter. As you can see, I didn't leave 2 spaces, I left 1 space. So there's actually only room for 1 blade trap down there. Which is annoying, because now I can't get this one. I'll just wait for that one to break in a fight or something. That's fine. Let's take a look at the other side for what I probably should do on this one. Which is... put it in the middle, like that. There we go, and we can connect that quite easily. Same layout for these ones though. So the last thing I would need to do is bring in those vault hatches, which are just going to take ages to craft, so I won't do it in this episode. This episode has been like 4 hours of recording and like 10 minutes of speaking, so hopefully it was still interesting to you guys. You got to see the base upgraded to its now basically, you know, 100% more effective. If a demo comes along and blows up on these bridges, I can just switch to that bridge. Not that I think that's even going to happen. Also, kind of a weird thing, but these points here that I'm using to encase my electric fences, you could take out that top part that you can barely see. Hang on, let me jump. You see that? You could take that out, put in a full block, and put turrets on top of those. And they would be at a very good height to keep the cables out of the way. Maybe we should do that as well. They're good places for turrets as well. You've got good coverage over your bridge here, and of course turrets no longer activate demo buttons, although the robotic turret does, so watch out for that. In the next episode we're definitely going to take a look at that farm again, see how well it's doing, and I'm going to probably need to scrap a load of everything. I'm running really low on mechanical parts and springs because of all the traps and doors I've been making. Surprisingly, I still have a decent amount of concrete and cobblestone though. Once I have this next skill point, I'm going to put it into Huntsman, and then we're going to go down to... where is it? Yeah, the Bob's, Boars, and Carl's Corn down here and get a load of meat, because that POI is fantastic for that. Which, combined with the farm, will mean we can make some really good food. And as you can tell, I'm slightly hungry. Now, I'm not completely out of food. I do have some canned food in the Horde base, which is all that's left of my food, unfortunately. Anyway, thank you to my channel members for making these videos possible, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of Desert Ranger.